Hello, hello, hello. Welcome everyone to this live stream where we are live. Oh, I wanted to change the latency of this stream. Ah, it has to be ultra low, but it is normal right now. Fine. We will live with it. We will live with this latency, but I'm so used to having ultra low latency where I'm sort of talking with you real time, asking you questions and so on, that now it has become difficult for me to live with normal latency. यही होता है ना दोस्तों, once you upgrade your lifestyle, it is very difficult to fall back to the normal lifestyle. But what to do? Once in a while we can all be okay. It's not 30 minutes दोस्तों, there is only 30 seconds latency. And today Vidit Gujrathi takes on Alexey Sarana. Meanwhile, Mitrabha Guha is up against Jan-Krzysztof Duda. Woo! Mic voice is a bit raspy. Okay, I'll make it okay, guys. I will make it perfect and it'll all be good now. Can you hear me well? I think it should be fine. Right now, till our guys come on the board, we are watching the game of game started. Vidit Gujrathi here with the white pieces against Alexey Sarana. And guys, Alexey Sarana is such a strong player. He's really good. So Vidit has to be super careful about the way he goes about his business today, because Sarana is actually known for his blitz skills. He's very good at it, but so is Vidit Gujrathi. And in fact, Duda versus Indian again. Today, I have a feeling that Mitrabha Guha is going to create an upset by beating Jan-Krzysztof Duda. तो मजा आने वाला है. And guys, Vidit Gujrathi has started off his game, and Duda and Mitrabha also have started off their game. So Mitrabha has gone for the French defense against Duda, and he's played the French Vinaver, giving up his bishop, spoiling the structure and putting his queen on c7. Meanwhile, Vidit Gujrathi, who is well known for his 1d4 openings, has opened the game with 1e4. c5 by Alexey Sarana. Alexey is like, let's fight with it. I'm going for the Sicilian defense today. Vidit is like, okay, knight f3, open Sicilian. He's also ready for a full-fledged fight. Knight f6, knight c3, Najdorf on the board. Bishop e3, English attack. e5, knight b3, bishop e6, f3. Now the idea of f3 is to support the pawn, also stop ideas of knight g4. Knight bd7, g4, Vidit goes all out. Queen d2 and castles on the board. All theory guys, all theory, पर यार मजा आ रहा है आज. क्या लग रहा है? What is the rating of Mitrabha Guha? Mitrabha's classical rating is around 2500 something. He's actually very good, because if I'm not mistaken, at the World Rapid and Blitz, he finished ahead of all Indian players in the, I think, in the rapid section, if I'm not mistaken, or in the blitz, one of the two. And he's very good. Okay, look at this, what Vidit has done now. He's played his pawn to g5, forcing knight h5, knight to the side, and then king b1, knight comes here. Now this knight wants to come to c4, knight a5, and now Sarana is thinking what to do. A very normal, natural move here, guys. Suggest some natural moves here. And the queen comes to c7, okay. And a3 played. Yes, rook c8, knight f4, some good moves suggested by you guys here, but he has played queen c7 and now a3 on the board played. Vidit is still in his prep. He looks very confident here. Rook b8 by Sarana. So Sarana is saying, देखो भाई, rooks are meant to be on open files. This is old knowledge. Rooks are meant to be on files that will get opened. So knight c4, bishop c4, b takes c4. He wants to open up this. But Vidit is like, I'll go in first, takes, so that now the rook is looking a bit silly down the b file. Okay, he can always play b4. But now look at this tactic, bishop d5. And the point is that after queen d5, your knight on a5 was hanging earlier. This knight was being protected by the queen. But now Vidit is a pawn down and f4 played by Vidit, still in his preparation. Knight takes f4, bishop f4, ef4 and h4. I think this is all super prep from Vidit Gujrathi. He's saying to his opponent, look, this is opposite colored bishop position. In this, more than material, what counts is initiative. And here, my bishop is going to be way more powerful and I'm going to attack you. When I attack you, I will have an extra piece on the board. That is what Vidit is thinking for the time being. I don't know if he has enough compensation here for the pawn. I mean, enough for an advantage, but it looks interesting. Very interesting. Let me just quickly see how much of this was actually theory and how much of this was played. So, oh, look at this. Vidit sacrificing another pawn, another one. And the thing is, see, material is not important. What is important? Important is that you are able to keep your opponent's initiative under control. This is a great position to understand what initiative is. Why didn't he take on d6? Dekho, if he takes here on d6, it means that this bishop suddenly starts breathing. It's like, ooh, wow, thank you so much for this diagonal. Sorry, that was a drunk bishop there. But this diagonal, thank you so much. And you don't want to give that diagonal to the bishop. You don't care about pawns because you are in effect a piece up if you can get an attack rolling. The light square bishop will attack on the light squares here, which this bishop can never defend. So Vidit right now doesn't care for pawns. What he cares for is initiative. So after b4, a4, thank you so much Ironhide for becoming a backer of Indian chess. That is amazing. Queen takes a4. If played here, then I believe Vidit will just plonk his bishop on c4 and then tell to his opponent that, look, my bishop is here looking at this diagonal. Maybe I will play g6. You know, even in such a position, let's say you play a5. A good idea could be g6. H6, h5, and game khatam, khalas, over. Because lines are opening, rook is opening up, queen is going to be active, bishop is active here. And what is this bishop doing here? Just nothing, it's just sitting there. So that's the point, guys. Opposite colored bishop, remember always, initiative is the key. Today, Vidit is not greedy. Exactly, not greedy VD playing here. A4. Let's quickly check till Alexey Sarana is thinking. I think Sarana is a little bit intimidated. Little bit. Because, yaar, Vidit itna fast kaise khel raha hai? Let's quickly check if this was opening. So, E4. This is our chess base 16. I'm just quickly checking if this was theory. Takes, knight f6, knight c3, e5. Knight b3, bishop e6. Oh, sorry, I forgot a6. क्या कर रहा हूँ? What am I doing? Bishop e3, e5, knight b3, bishop e6, f3. How did it go? Knight b d7, queen d2, bishop e7, long castle, short castle, g4. थोड़ा बहुत moves ऊपर नीचे हुआ रहेगा. b5, g5, knight here, king b1, knight b6, knight a5. We have how many games? 256 games here. Okay, queen c7 also played in many games. I think with it, what did he play here to queen c7? a3. a3 has been played in 19 games. Okay, wow. Oh my god, not 19, lot of games. 146 games. Rook a b8, knight d5, knight d5, pawn d5, bishop d5, queen d5, queen a5. Now you understand why Vidit was so well prepared. Huh? f4, char game. To all the people who are wondering where is Vidit all these days, well, he's preparing. He's preparing this. These are all correspondence game. You see email written here at the top. These are all games never played on the board. These are all correspondence games. He plays f4, knight f4, bishop f4, e f4, h4 happened, bishop d8, and rook h3 was the correct move, but he played queen f3. Okay, interesting. Let's quickly go back to the board and see where we have reached. Oh, he took the pawn and with it comes bishop c4. Guys, this game, ये जो game है ना, this is going to be a model game in opposite colored bishop position. Who is Vidit's coach? No idea. He was working with Vladimir Chuchelov at some point, but I don't know if that is continuing still. And this is tremendous preparation by Vidit. It seems like he's going to get king h8 played by Sarana. But dosto, black has realized that the attack is coming to him. And I think a very good idea could be now to snatch the pawn. I know that you don't want to snatch the pawn. Actually, Vidit might not want to. He might want to go b3, rook he1. He might just want to keep up the pressure here. That could be his idea. But taking the pawn now doesn't give this bishop any real scope. Yes, if you take this pawn, that's not a good idea. Because then your bishop gets activated. This is not what you want. Guys, please learn about opposite colored bishop positions from here completely. Just understand it very deeply. Inhale the active play for your side. Initiative. Hold. Attack. Okay. Black Lotus. Okay. Let's go. And now quickly check what Mitrabha Guha is doing. Mitrabha is under big pressure against Jan-Krzysztof Duda because let's say after queen c7, queen g4, the main line is knight e7, but he goes f6, knight f3, c4, a4, knight c6, queen g3, queen f7, bishop e2, knight g e7, knight h4, g5, knight f3, knight to f5. So this move g5 was a little too risky by Mitrabha. You know, on one hand, yes, he's gaining space, he's gaining tempos. h5, he's threatening g4, but on the other hand, Duda's move g4 is very powerful. And with this, it seems like Mitrabha Guha is under some real trouble. Well, the main point is that let's assume that you play your knight back to g7. Then you can never take here because this is pinned. And I will go rook g1. I will try to play here and I will try to attack here. That's the main point. Your structure is kind of weakened here. And because white has the bishop pair, I think it's going to be quite tough here. Let's hope that the position is complicated to such an extent by Mitrabha that Duda goes wrong somewhere. Like maybe knight h4 here, so that if knight takes h4, then he can play hg4, queen g4, rook h4, maybe get back into the game in some way. Let's quickly check what's up with Vidit now after bishop c4. He is thinking king h8. He has not made his move. He's like, I will take my time here. I have 10 minutes on the clock. Let me just play aram se. Yeah, guys, please do like the stream. Thoda, like kijiye. We are going to let's try to reach more people. Let's try to make sure that more people enjoy chess, are able to learn from this great game that is happening. Manan Goel says Mitrabha is a great online player, but Duda is just too good. Agreed. Duda is excellent, but you never know, yeah. Mitrabha has no fear. He's from those young guns. Like he's only 18 years old. If I'm not mistaken, he's 2003 born. So very, very talented youngster. Let's see how he continues. Well, my feeling, like a human feeling, is always not to take this pawn, but to create an attack with something like h5, h6. See, you can't play h5 because your pawn is falling. Yeah, ऐसे ही pawn नहीं देना है. थोड़ा समझ के. I know I was saying कि initiative pawns don't matter, but good pawns matter. Okay, it's like always, like in an organization, you don't need all 100, 200, 500 employees. Those 10, 12 good employees, you need them always. So that's the thing here. This is a good pawn. He's a good employee. He's doing good job. He's telling the bishop, idhar mat aao. He's well placed. You want to give up this pawn, but then this was the idea behind king h8, that you can take with the f pawn, activating here. So actually king h8 is against g6. Vidit can basically just ignore the fact that now he needs to push these pawns, and he can maybe bring his rook to the center. He can maybe take the pawn on f4, but he's taking his time and he's gone 1 minute below on time against Sarana. How about Rugdi G1 says Abhimanyu Parashar. Very good suggestion, Abhimanyu. I like it. Not at all silly. Rugdi G1. With the idea of this, the question to be asked is it too slow? Let's imagine bishop b6. I hit your rook. Again, what is the key thing? Don't give your opponent initiative. What is initiative? Okay, initiative is like this. For example, you are talking with your friend and you are telling him कि भाई तू late क्यों आया? You know, you have to meet him. Why did you come late? Because of you coming late, this has happened, that has happened. You know, my time is lost and my time is money and all of that. So you have the initiative right now. You are like, you are saying. Then the friend says, I had asked you to bring that thing for me. That card. Did you bring that card? The camera wala. And you're like, oh. Now what is happening here at this point is it's in that phase where you are going to lose your initiative. So you can say, oh no, I forgot. You forgot, you said it. The initiative passes to him. He's like, what is this, man? Jaldi aake kya? What is the point of coming early? You know? At that point, you need to continue your initiative. You'll be like, don't change the subject about card. Why did you come late? So do you understand what I'm trying to say? Rook dg1 is that move that allows like, card kidhar hai? So I want to continue my initiative. I want to be like, why did you come late? Why did you come late? So that's where you need to figure out, keep your story going. And that's what Vidit has done. He's taken the pawn. He's like, why are you late? Now, what does Sarana do? Akainu says, just curious how expensive coaches are for super GMs. Very could depend on the coach, but it can go from anywhere between 100 to 200 to 300 euros per hour, dollars per hour, so on. Okay, now Alexey Sarana needs to decide how to take over the initiative. What should he do? So Alexey Sarana can get really desperate and he can give up this pawn. He can be like, I want initiative at all costs. Vidit can take it back with his pawn because he can't take it with the bishop. Guys, everyone's awake. Why can't you take it with the bishop? Here's your question. If everyone's awake, why can't he take with the bishop? Let me see How many of you can answer this? And how many of you are awake here? Yes, SNMN. I saw the fan art that you sent creating the logo. It was very interesting, very nice. I liked it. I in fact shared it with Amruta, and maybe I'll show it to the viewers what you have made. So thank you. Absolutely, Queen is hanging. Excellent. In the chat chess moves, we have people here wide awake. Excellent job. Queen takes f4 is hanging, so you can't take here. Brilliant. Love it. So going back, if you can't take with the pawn, you must take with the pawn now. If you can't take with the bishop, so he didn't give up. He played the move Queen a5 here. Okay, Queen a5. Now Vidit goes for the move. Boom, Rook d5. Still creating threats, asking the question to black, what are you doing here? Queen to c7. Queen goes back. h5. Pushing the pawn. Threatening all sorts of things. Maybe g6 now. Look, you can't take mate. h6 played. Something is wrong. Something is wrong. कुछ तो गड़बड़ है. How to continue? Bishop d3 played by Vidit Gujrathi. He is angling at the h7 pawn. He wants to go queen f5 and attack here. Let's quickly go and check what is up with Mitrabha Guha after h5. We look till this point. Duda went g4. He went knight h4. Duda took on f6. H takes g4. Queen takes g4. e5, attacking the queen from here. Oh, Mitrabha is very, very resourceful. Takes. e4. Bishop e2. Bishop e6. h4, long castle. So basically Mitrabha has given up a lot of material to finish his development and get his rook here. Queen g3, excellent move, and now he puts his bishop. So this was the point of bringing the queen back. Bishop cements everything and white is just winning here. So this might not be a great position here for Mitrabha, but till the king is in the center, till it's a blitz game, anything can happen. Knight f7 played. Rook quickly comes to b1. Duda is putting a lot of pressure on Mitrabha, who is clearly worse as of now. Let's quickly go back to the game between Vidit Gujrathi and Alexey Sarana. After bishop d3, Alexey plays queen to f7 and Alexey is trying to defend. Now again, remember guys, this initiative that we are talking about is always very dynamic. It's a short term thing. You have to be very careful. Now look, your rook is hanging, so you must not play a move like, oh, rook d4, then all of a sudden the initiative goes back to black. You must find a move that keeps it going. Come on, find a move that keeps the initiative going. What will you do? Hassan Imam, I like your move. Ashman Gupta, very good. Plays Whitey says, is Gropri attack a good opening for player who is rated 1800 2000? Yes, not bad. Kushal, well done. Anurag, Yash Kambli, very good. All of you have found the move that Vidit should do, and that is queen to f5. That is the move. It's very clear that there is only one defense for black. Black, can you tell me what is the defense for black? Guys, quickly, what is the defense? Only defensive move for black. People want to play bishop h7, but then queen d5 is hanging, guys. Jab queen idhar tha. No, live board is not stuck anymore, yeah. Oh, it has happened. It has happened. Queen g8. This is what has happened. Some people are saying g6, but guys, g6 कैसे खेलोगे? Kaise kheloge? Rook opens up. You can't take. Queen takes is hanging. So you can't play g6. You have to go back queen g8. And now Vidit is thinking about what should he do. Queen f5, queen g8. And now the threat is fg5 because the rook is defended. So careful for Vidit. I think rook f1 is a good move, keeping up the pressure. The other good move could be g6, but g6, I think he will go h6 and then he closes this thing up here, and yeah, it doesn't look great. So I have a feeling that Vidit might not go for g6 here. Oh, he goes g6, h6. I think Vidit is going for a long-term edge. He's telling his opponent that, look, now I can't open up this position here because I have no way to sacrifice a bishop on this square. It's a light squared bishop. Secondly, I have no pawn break to open up the position. But what I do have is space. And what I will have is the ability to get into the position and keep up the pressure. Your pieces will be inactive. Queen sort of trapped. Actually, it's trapped right now. It doesn't have a single move here. And a very good idea now would be to attack that queen. How do we attack it, guys? Any suggestion? Yes. Saurida Sanyal, very good. Saurida says, let's go bishop c4, attacking the queen. And now the thing is, I can go rook d4 and try to trap your queen. So rook e8 might be the forced move here. And I think this is what has happened. g6, h6, bishop c4, rook e8 on the board, guys. Whew. b3 played by Vidit. Maybe a bit too slow. Maybe a bit slow. But then again, what do? Bishop b3 is one move. Rook h d1 is one move. But he goes b3. I think it's playable. Queen f8, good move. Rook h d1. Now he's putting pressure here. Yes, Sarana has sort of recovered himself. Also, now that white doesn't have that level of initiative, it seems like extra material might start to haunt with it because he's right now 2 pawns down. Look, black has 6 pawns, white has 4. But I think Vidit can recapture one of those pawns by taking on a6. That could be one of the ideas. He has 1 minute 27 seconds only left. And he goes queen d7. Rook comes to e7. The main worry with these positions is that at some point things can start sort of reversing because you gave up material for the initiative and at some point your initiative is gone. More in terms of like, why are you late? Why are you late? Something like this. But all of a sudden the topic changes and then you no longer are interested in that topic and something like that. So here it's just that case that Vidit is losing his initiative and has to tread carefully not to get worse. He's played rook to f5 and maybe he wants to put his queen here, but should be careful because rook e5 plans do exist. Queen e8. Okay. And now what do? Do you exchange or do you keep the queens? I think keeping the queens makes a lot of sense. Queen d5. He keeps the queen. He goes queen f3. And now maybe what Alexey Sarana should do, and guys, you know it. It's all about initiative. So what should he do to activate this bishop? In fact, he didn't play it. He went rook e3, but a very big possibility was d5, because after rook d5 the bishop can sit here on e5, which is a very good square for the bishop. Okay, anyway, rook e3 played, queen d5, and maybe they might start repeating moves. It's quite possible. a4. Ooh, it's now Sarana's time to attack, but has Sarana missed something here? Guys, look at this move. Boom! And you'll be like, what? What if queen takes b5? Well, it's defended here by the rook. Don't forget the rook. So bishop b5 could be something that Sarana has missed. And yes, he has played it. Vidit has played bishop b5. All of a sudden, the a4 pawn is going to fall. And that was a free pawn. I think it's very easy in your brain to think, oh, this square is only protected once by the queen and I have protected it twice with my queen and rook. But this rook on f5 is providing x-ray support to the b5 square. So bishop b5 on the board. Vidit might recover one of his pawns. Not might, he surely will. And so right now 3 minutes 28 seconds for Alexey Sarana, 20 seconds for Vidit Gujrathi. He's very low on time, but maybe his position now becomes easier to play. There is a possibility of playing queen g8 here, and then a very good idea can be to take with the pawn. And this is something which you guys should think about very carefully, because after take, it seems like this pawn is weak, but actually it's also a passed pawn. So it's a good idea. It's a good idea. Let's see what has happened right now after bishop b5. Alexey is thinking he's 2 minutes. He has 2 minutes 44 seconds. Bishop a4, bishop b6 played. And some trades have happened. Vidit going for this pawn here. Queen takes, check. Ooh, Vidit in trouble now. And ooh, Sarana finds the move. Bishop c7 with the idea of bishop e5. And there is a mate. He's going to lose an exchange minimally. Must take. Because c3, p takes c3. All of a sudden, Vidit in big trouble. And actually, it all happened because he went a little too greedy and snatched this pawn. And maybe here it was better to take with the b pawn. Yes, perhaps. I don't know. He took with the bishop. It was a very complicated position. Bishop e5, rook e5, rook c7. But now he's just lost all his pawns. And all of a sudden, Vidit is losing completely this position. And now, Alexey can just take on g6. He can do anything he wishes. And Vidit's beautiful position has somehow just crumbled. So here check takes 3 pawns down. I mean, it's time to resign. And this means that Alexey gets the lead in the match 1-0. And what has happened with Duda? Oh, Duda won against Mitrabha Guha. So right now, and Vidit has also resigned his game, which means the start has been very tough for our Indian players today. Both of them losing their games, and yeah, very tough. But Vidit had a great position, and he would have yeah, it was an excellent defensive effort by Alexey Sarana. And then Vidit just blundered by taking that pawn. Okay. There we have the player's name and the scorecard here so that you know what's happening. So now 3 more games left. It's a 15-minute plus 2-second increment, time control of 4 games. Let's see how it goes. Just a second, guys. And where did he go wrong? I think it was mainly. This is clearly amazing position. Maybe bishop d3. Something else here.
Is there some issue had happened?
Maybe at 6. I'm just trying to figure out what is the best way to continue. Maybe rook f1. It's a bishop e7. Yeah, I mean, black somehow is holding on, you know. Kishore Hazarika ji, VD Bhai will win. Easy comeback incoming. Nice shirt, Sagar Bhai. Kishore Hazarika ji, thank you so much for being pillar of Indian chess for 13 months. And guys, I want to just tell all of you about this amazing news that we have had, where we have had 2 youngsters becoming world champions under 14 and under 16. They are Ilam Parthi and Pranav Anand. Both of them played exceedingly well in Romania, and we have had 2 world champions, which is actually quite amazing, considering that there were players from so many different countries who are playing. I think I have a picture of both of them. And also Ilam Parthi was given the Anish Giri Deathmatch Scholarship yesterday of 2 lakh rupees that Anish had won as prize money in Deathmatch, but had given to Chess Base India Foundation, that is Help Chess. So these are the two world champions, Pranav Anand and Ilam Parthi. Photo by David Lada. Harsh Jadhav says Ilam Parthi is in my school. Wow. And Anish Giri contributed the scholarship of 2 lakh rupees, which is the Anish Giri death match scholarship. And actually, this will be very useful for Ilam Parthi. He's just 13 years old and he already has a rating of 2383. And he will have one IM norm, so he has to move towards his IM title, eventually towards his GM title. So I have made a video on this entire subject, but just in case no one someone has missed it, I just want to say that Ilam Parthi was part of the episode 57 of Improving Chess, which happened on 25th of July 2020. It was 2 years ago. At that point, Ilam Parthi's rating was 1900, and we just had this stream where we raised a lot of money, and then eventually Ilam Parthi became part of like the Chess Base India sort of streams. He would be there. He was there in Super Juniors Cup. You all liked him. There's this very famous term called Are Rook of him. So it was very cool. And then he had an issue with his laptop that it was not working. And then we were using 1 month's YouTube memberships for it. And a lot of you became members for it. It was in July 2021, I believe. And then Krunal Parmar, who lives right now in the Netherlands, at that point he was in the Netherlands. Now he lives in London, I believe, and he came forward and he sponsored the laptop, and then Ilam Parthi started using the laptop and made his first IM norm, started gaining a lot of rating points. And then this message from his dad, he said that I would like to thank Chessbase India and their YouTube members for helping Ilam Parthi. He started his second innings after pandemic really well. And special thanks to Krunal Parmar, who sponsored Ilam Parthi's laptop, which helps him a lot for practicing. He would not have played well without his laptop, where he spent 6 to 7 hours daily for analyzing GM games, reading books, playing online chess. Thanks once again with tears and Ravi Kumar. So I just want to tell you guys that all of you who become members on this channel or contribute or do anything special, it's a huge thing for us. It's huge thing for Indian chess that you are supporting. And Shyam Sundar is now his trainer. He's worked with him, and now this thing here with Anish, very nice with him, that has come up. So thank you so much for um, supporting, and please do keep supporting. We've also planned something very special to be launched for this initiative. There have been such nice stories of support for the Indian chess players, and that's the reason why we we want to launch something truly special, and that will happen in a few days from now. It was planned on 1 million, but we have it ready almost, and we'll do so. Okay, coming back here to our game. Does anyone have Urvin Savla says, Sagar bhai, there is no chess club today. People have reached but no chess boards. It will come in 5 minutes. They are there. Ilam Parthi is amazing. He has been with Sagar a lot. He sees quite a bit of tactics really quickly. Big potential. No, I think he is really very strong. And by the way, today we also had the stream with Pranav Anand, who is India's 76 GM. Guys, 1 second. I just need to tell Amruta something. I'll come. I'll be back. So let's hope that many more young talents come up and that all of you just support these initiatives. I think वो रहता है ना जैसे बूंद बूंद से पानी भरता है या बूंद बूंद से सागर बनता है, like all of your support is very useful, so thank you all. Manan Goel says, Sagar bhai, why aren't we seeing any more 13-14-year-old GMs from India after Raunak? Is it just COVID playing its role or something else? Yeah, I think it's the COVID. Like, for example, if Ilam Parthi didn't have 2 years to lose, then he would have been 11 instead of 13, right? So I think the COVID did play a role. When you can't play tournaments for 2 years, it does impact. So Charvi is playing World Cadets right now. Actually, the World Youth has just ended, but we have now World Cadets, which has started, and I'm very very excited for that because World Youth has not been our main forte in the past, but World Cadets has always been. What is the difference? World Cadets is under 8, 10, 12, and World Youth is 14, 16, 18. So I think in World Cadets we might do very well as well. So I'll of course make videos on that as well to acquaint you with who's playing, who's at the top. But it'll be another 10-day event that will come up. This time Mitrabha is playing with white pieces. D6, A3, Bishop C5. This is this Nodirbek line, yeah. Bishop E3. Knight D4. I think he'll take. The position is roundabout equal. I mean, for Mitrabha, it's going to be a big struggle facing Duda, but if he manages to, beat him, that would be a big result for him because Duda is such an amazing player. So takes, and he takes with the pawn. Wow, very surprising decision. Maybe he should have played knight f3, queen f3 and ab6, but now he's taken with the pawn. This gives Mitrabha the chance to play a very nice move. Can you guys tell me what should white play in this position? White to move. Hari Krishna won World Juniors. World Juniors is under 20 and World Youth is 14, 16, 18. World Cadets now is 8, 10, 12. Yeah, very good. All those who are mentioning the move Bishop D4, Krik Vayo, Vaibhav Shreyas, Abhishek Mohanty, Sakar Kaushik, Arnav Gupta, Madhusadan Vegi, Kamal Jaggi, Abhimanyu Parashar, Harish Nair, Prashant Tiwari, very good. Take. Now what has happened is the structure is very good for white. And white is better here. Queen D2, Knight D7, Bishop G4, Knight E5, Bishop D1. Interesting. Maybe he could have gone Bishop F5, G6, Bishop H3. He went Bishop D1. Okay. And now his plan is very simple. He wants to go F4. So how should Duda continue? There is a very interesting idea here. Which could be thought of. Can you guys tell me what is an interesting idea here in this position for black? Yes, calm lifestyle, Prashant Tiwari, Nishant Singh, Very good. G5. I like this move. Stopping F4. Yes, it weakens the king a bit, but then you ask your opponent the question, how do you attack? And maybe Mitrabha goes F4, takes rook F4, but king H8, rook G8, queen G5. I think black is doing okay here. Vidit has started his game. So let's have a look at Vidit versus Alexey Sarana. D4, D5, knight F3, knight F6, C4, E3, E6. This is known as, what's the name of this opening, guys? Knight C6 that Vidit has played. Yes, Queen's Gambit accepted is the correct answer. Queen's Gambit accepted is the opening. So A6, rook D1, B5. And now he's played DC5, Queen C7. So he's attacking this bishop. And maybe this is hanging. So BD3, Bishop C5, A3 has been played. This is the Queen's Gambit accepted, and generally it leads to a very symmetrical structure, like 4 pawns here, 2 pawns here and here, and black would like to put his bishop here, black would like to castle, then bring his rook to the center. There are 2 open files here, so it's very clear where you want to put your rooks, rook C8 and rook D8. That's how you want to play. Okay, he goes B4, Bishop D6. If you go Bishop B2, I don't think Vidit is happy with letting this knight be chopped off. So he will go knight E5, knight E5, Bishop E5, Bishop E5, Queen E5, knight D2, Bishop B7. Looks like black is having a fine position here, but maybe there is one square weakness. There are a couple of squares that are weak here in black's camp. Which are those squares? You know, there are some weak squares in the position. Which ones are those? Because, you know, it looks like black is doing fine. It's all matter of weaknesses. Yes, Soul Nuisance, Ashok Chess, ISO Entro, Chess Codes, Vaibhav Shreyas, very good. C5. These 2 squares are weak. So you can go knight B3 and put the knight here. And you have a very small edge here for white, still blowing. BD6 played, Bishop B2 and knight E5 has happened. So we might enter into that position. Let's see if that happens. $10 for Alexey Sarana, 14 minutes for Vidit. Vidit needs to make a strong comeback. At least he should draw this game comfortably so that he's back in this match. If he loses this, it would be almost impossible to make a comeback. Same with Mitrabha Guha. But Mitrabha had a nice position after BD1. Ooh, he goes G5. Guys, Duda played G5. F4, GF, Rook F4, King H8. Whatever we thought has happened. rook f5, rook to g8, a4, rook g7. Definitely white is the one who's pushing here, but how to continue? You want to play maybe bishop b3, defend a4, maybe prepare c5. For now, black has this amazing knight on e5. That is the pride of his position. But apart from that, nothing else is going his way. This knight cannot be kicked off and it constantly keeps looking at the d3 pawn. So in reality, it looks like a stable position for black, but it's possible that this pawn becomes weak or this pawn becomes weak. Let's go to the game of Vidit. He did play knight e5 and that has put his opponent in deep thought. Goes rook c1. Now knight f3 is one move. Sorry, knight f3, queen f3 attacking the a8 rook, and but yeah, queen b8. That's exactly what I thought he would play. Queen b8 and then next move bishop b7. If Vidit gets successful bishop b7, he should be okay. Oh, so what we discussed again is happening. Bishop b7, maybe he will go knight to b3, might be a blunder now. Guys, why is this move a blunder? Can anyone tell me? Let's see how many of you are able to spot it. I'm going to put it here along with the names of the people who find the answer. Let's see. First name, which one comes up? Let's see. Come on. Come on, come on. Turn the radio on. Varun, well done. Aryansh, Archit, Satya, Arnav, Nishant, Deepak, Keshav, Naman, Yusuf, well done. It's fantastic that all of you found this move. Queen d5 with a double attack here on b3 and g2. LPDO, guys, loose pieces drop off is happening. So knight d2, bishop b7 has been played. So no knight b3 easy to play. And earlier, guys, can anyone tell me that in this position, after take, I haven't played rook c1 by the way. Bishop b7, sorry, knight d2, bishop b7, knight b3. Why is queen d5 not a good move here? Why? Because there also same thing is happening. Why can't I win material here? Anyone? Let's see who gives the right answer. First one. First one to give the answer is Krish Saxena. Well done, Krish. No, he didn't give the right answer, but right answer is by Furni Rathana. Well done. Aryansh, Praful, Karan, Arush, Harsh, Yash Pratap, Sagar, Abhishek, Satya Sundar. So now queen d5 means this and this, but also this and this. So shouldn't work. Bishop b7, 3. Bishop take. Okay, so what happened was knight d2, bishop b7. He didn't go here, he went here. And with it instantly chopped it, which is a nice move. And queen f3. Queen f3 has been played. So black has a knight, white has a bishop. Which minor piece is better? ब्रेन गेमर से सागर सर प्लीज मेक द चैट इंटरएक्टिव चैट. अरे भाई इससे ज्यादा क्या इंटरएक्टिव कर सकते हैं? Asking you the moves, you are saying the moves. Rook ac8 played by Vidit. Also possible was rook ad8 to put pressure here, keeping more rooks on the board. But rook ac8. Why taking the knight is good move? Because we had a good bishop. Good question here. Good question by Ayush Malhotra. So the thing is, Ayush, that over here, some more question of where do you want to put your queen. You know, here if the knight is there, the queen will have to move. But if the bishop takes, then the queen can sit here. So it's more like in the position the queen sacrificed itself so that its queen could live in the center and live a good life. And that's the main point here. Takes. Soup. Thanda soup.
Surprise.
Oh wow. इस सूप के वेसल में आज जूस है. इट इज वाटरमेलन जूस. So now if queen b7, I think Vidit can already start thinking about some attack here, or even more interesting move here. Guys, can you think of a very nice move here after queen b7? Because this looks like a natural move, attacking here and here. But black has a very good move. Let's think. How should black play here? Is the question. Rahul Unakal. Very good. Kundan. Look at this move. Rook c3. I'm attacking your bishop. If you take, I'll take here. Attack your rook and bishop. And then after rook d1, I'll be the first one to take the pawn, defend my pawn. So it all comes in time. Queen b7 is a very bad move. So he goes rook d1. And now Vidit can go rook d8, but he goes rook c3, which is nice. Question to you again. If g3, how does black win? Guys, you have to be tactically alert and very quick, black to play. How many of you can spot it? Very good. Arush Kaushik, Don Kenny, Ashok Chess, Kundan, Satya Sundar, Vaibhav Shreyas, Kamal Jaggi, Swapnil Telang, Akarsh Kumar, Akash Nil Roy. Take, and rook is hanging. So rook d1, rook c3, bishop moves back, rook b3, played by Vidit, g3, sorry, 1 second, what happened? Moves, he's played rook b3, okay. It's looking drawish somehow. I mean, for example, let's say queen c6, putting pressure here. Maybe you have to be careful, yeah? Because rook b2, if you take on a6, knight e4, putting pressure here. Queen f5, could get nasty. So rook b3, h3. Let's go to the Duda game versus Mitrabha. So after rook g7, bishop e2, queen h4, rook h5, good move, queen e7, queen went to b2, c5, and now Mitrabha played a5. But this allowed queen f6, and I think already black is the one in driver's seat here. Mainly because the dark squares are too weak. So after rook f5, you will see queen h6. He wants to come into e3. And that is the risky thing here. By the way, Peter Leko is also playing right now. He's 1-0 down in the match against Wang Hao. Peter Leko, of course, a legendary player, but struggling in this format. Oh, and now after h3 played here, Vidit goes knight to d5. Queen g4. Slowly, can Vidit take over the initiative here? This is the question. Ayush Malhotra, world champion, has to defend his title every 2 years. I think the knight is a much better suited piece than the bishop. Like, for example, the knight can sit here on c3. You can go g6. I mean, the very fact that the bishop can only move on light squares, good move by Vidit, while knight can move on dark squares, light squares, dark squares, everywhere. It can really give black a very good chance to press. Don Kenny says rook e3. Well, look, let's calculate. You give up a rook for how many? 2 pawns. Right now you have given up a rook for 2 pawns. You will get back a rook, so then it would be great, but you will lose a knight. So in the end, you have given up a knight for 2 pawns. Just an example. You don't even get that because this is pinned, but you need to calculate that way. You need to think rook takes e3, 1 pawn for a rook, 2 pawns for a rook. Now I'm 2 pawns up. Oh, but he took the knight. So now I'm a knight down. Knight for 2 pawns. That's how you need to calculate. This time Vidit has 7 minutes 59 seconds. Sarana has 1 minute 56 seconds. This is a great position for Vidit to put pressure on his opponent. He's slightly better. He's ahead on time. He has everything flowing for him right now. But Sarana is this tricky youngster. It's just like, you know, if you're facing Gukesh or Nihal or these players, Sarana is very similar. Very tricky till the end. Queen d4, takes. And now rook c8 makes a lot of sense. Yeah. Take the open file. Maybe you want to get in there. a4, is it possible? maybe actually he can simplify with this move a4. Oh, he played a4. Wow. Now it's a tough moment for Vidit. I think he'll use at least 3 minutes of his time here, because this is the moment where the game might either become a dead draw, or Vidit may find something to keep his edge going. Okay, let's try to think. For example, if I take b takes a4. Oh, he played a move very quickly. He played knight takes b4. ab5. I don't know what Vidit's idea is to bishop b5, but maybe he's thinking knight c2. Ah. Oh, but there's one move here that white has after knight c2, which equalizes the game. Can you find it, guys? White to play, and actually this might be not so easy for Sarana to find, but knowing how good he is, he may find it. So bishop b5, knight c2 hits the rook. It's the rook here, but what's the move that helps white to stay in the game? Anyone? Bishop a4, then knight a1, bishop b3, then knight b3. Think a little ahead, guys. No one, yeah? Haripriya Babu. Well done. Divyam. So the move is rook c4. Excellent move. You take here, I take your rook. If you take the rook, I take your rook. This is hanging. First, I give a check, and then I take your rook. That way. Sorry. Otherwise, you will take the rook and defend your rook like this. But yeah, check and this. So let's see what has happened after the move ab5. He took bishop b5. He found rook c4. That's what I'm saying. Alexey Sarana is a very difficult player to play. He is like these youngsters, Nihal, Gukesh, Raunak, Arjun, Prag. He's able to see all these little tactics, and he is not letting Vidit win. So I think for Vidit, it's going to be a very tough match now to win, because this game is going to end in a draw. Next game he has white. He must press. Yeah, I don't see anything here. Knight b4. Rook d4. No, Sarana cannot get flagged here, guys, because he has 2-second increment. I mean, Vidit is continuing to play because the knight is generally considered superior on one side when pawns are all on one side of the board. And so it does make sense for him to continue playing, but still. Okay, let's say for example, you go king f1, I go knight g4, and now rook f4. I was thinking, nah, you can't play e5. Maybe f5. E6. I want to go e5, f5, e4. Just trap the rook here. King f1 is a nice move because knight g4 you want to go bishop e2. Yeah, let's quickly check what is up with Mitrabha and Duda. Duda wins. 2-0 up now. Duda managed to really find some great moves. Just sacked. Threatening a mate. Phew. If here this is mate. Okay, so Duda playing really well. What about Peter Leko losing his game against Wang? How he'll be 2-0 down then? E5, everyone wants to go E5. Yes, it makes sense, but let's say for example Rook D8, Knight E4, I have Bishop E2, Knight G4 also Bishop E2. King F1, E5, Rook D8, Knight E4, Bishop E2, F5. Yeah, this is not a very tough position to draw. I mean, Vidit should play on. He has all the right to play on here because he has a knight against a bishop. But I am not very optimistic about him winning it. I think most likely it will be a draw. Check, King G2, Rook E1, Bishop F1. No, Vidit should play, but shouldn't press so much that he makes an error somewhere. Although his chances of losing this are very low. I mean, almost nil. He's down to 2 minutes. I think he might be thinking whether he should draw the game or play on. Check. 96. Okay. But how to create the next play? Be with F4. Because see, F4 takes, Rook B4, Rook B4. Rook C6. This is King G2. F4. Oh, he played F4. EF, EF, Rook A2. With it, some pressure still, putting very slight pressure. Draw. The draw. I don't see any This one. Shipping 4. Now with its time is lower than Sarana's time. So okay, he'll take and draw. Draw. Okay, let's update the scores. It has ended in a draw, which means Vidit now needs 2 out of 2 in order to win the match, or 1.5 out of 2 to tie the match and take it to the Armageddon. While meanwhile, Mitrabha needs 2 out of 2 to take it to the Armageddon, which is very tough against Duda. Okay, so for now, the next game will start soon. Wang Hao won against Leko, so he's 2-0 up. Duda is 2-0 up. It's getting really difficult now for Mitrabha to come back, and also for Vidit to make a comeback. He must win the next ground. It's very important. Yesterday, I got this book. I don't know if you have read it. A bank robbery, a hostage drama, a stairwell full of police officers on their way to storm an apartment. It was easy to get to this point, much easier than you might think. All it took was a single really bad idea. Siddharth Ranadev says, lovely book. Darshana James says, yes. Okay, nice. I like the concept, so I got the book and I'll read. Gaurav Dhanania says, it has been long. We saw Vidit perform at his absolute best. Do you think this might be some pressure for him? I guess for any sports player, it's very important that they perform to the best of their abilities. And if you think about it in a as of any sports player as a human, I think each one tries to improve himself and what is going wrong. So any ambitious sports player, And I think that's the same case with Vidit. He is trying his best to remove his weaknesses, to focus on what he can do better. And maybe it's very difficult, to sometimes when you hit some kind of a stage where you need to iron out or weed out some of your weaknesses. But if you manage to do that, you then start again a upward trend in your chess career. And I think it's always like that thing where you are digging, you're digging, and then you see that nothing is there, but actually you have dug quite a lot, so that the treasure is just maybe one or two more digs away. And sometimes people give up, sometimes people keep going. And I think yeah, if your hard work is in the right direction, it should work out. What I do know is that Vidit is working hard on his chess, and I think that's all that matters, I guess. Advait says Nakamura had said that VD needs to improve his technique as he gets good positions multiple times but can't convert it sometimes. Yes, that is true. I guess he has to. And the question is how. You know, the question always is, it's very easy to find something that is wrong. Like, for example, it's very easy to say someone comes under time pressure. It's very easy to say that, oh, this guy is tactically weak. The more important question is how to work on it. And I think if that is sorted out, can lead to improvement. Tom Riddle says, Sagar bhai, everyone says practice tactics, practice tactics. So could you please tell how to do it and where to do it? Many places to do it. There is Lichess, there's chess.com. There's also something that we have built, which is called Chess Ranga. It's academy.chessbase.in. You can go there and try it out. There are positions you can try to solve. And I think there are many different ways in which it's all about keeping your brain working. This is what I have realized, that it's the most important thing for a chess player is the ability to keep your brain in top shape. And it doesn't matter what you are looking at. If you are able to think, then you are already a great, you are already improving. This is something that was told to me by Srinath. And Srinath had mentioned to me saying that, keep your brain active. And by brain, he means like keep on trying to think what's happening, what's not happening in a position. And I believe that it was very useful advice for me. I felt so. By the way, yesterday Willem Parthi's game was amazing. Just too good. I mean, I learned so much from it. Wait, this is the Chessranga website that I was talking about, and you can work on it. You can improve your stuff. You can get better. So let's say, for example, I go to chess classics you must know, and maybe best games of Anand or best game of Bobby Fischer. Black has pushed h6 and the bishop on g5 is Opry. Where should you move the bishop? That's a good question. What do you do? Take, go here, go here. These are the options. And again, you need to keep your brain moving. You need to keep thinking, if I take, he takes. If I take, he takes. What's happening? Anand says, Sagar, have you made updates since the day Chessranga was launched? Yes, material keeps getting updated every single day. And apart from that, we are working on tech updates as well, trying to make it better. Maybe it will show in a few days. So maybe bishop h4. This is what Fischer played in the game. However, bishop takes f6 and bishop f4 two are equally playable. Okay. So this is the position. Next one. With b6, Spassky has opted for the Tartakov or Makogonov Bondarevsky variation. What should white play here? Yes, I'll try to put opening preparation also here in 1034. I think a good move is rook c1. Also knight d. I think in the game knight d5 was played, but we can try rook c1. It says there's a better move. I think no, e4 then knight c3, bc3, bishop b7, and I think black has a good position there. So take. Of course, black is intending to develop his light squared bishop on b7 and take hold of the long diagonal. Closing this diagonal with knight takes d5, takes d5 makes perfect sense. What should white play? This is an interesting moment in the game. I think you want to sort of stop this. Maybe queen a4 is the move. Hint. How can white exploit the light squares? Bishop b5, rook c1. Well done. White certainly has many options, but Fischer goes for the incisive rook c1. And you can also go back and like, sorry, you can go here and you can also click on here. So then basically the same questions that I was asking here could come in the form of video.
Yes, that is right. Magi Karp says Spassky was considered very strong in QGD. I agree, Magi Karp. Spassky was very good at QGD. BG5, BG5, Bishop F4, you all are right. All those who say Bishop F4, this is the modern main line, Bishop F4. And Bishop G5 is like the kind of old or has been played extensively by
I'll go to the game.
Capablanca, Alekhine, in those olden ages, like everyone used to play. So castles by black. Black is like, I have castled. White says I must play e3, get my bishop out there. And now comes the first question to you guys.
Black has pushed h6. So this pop-up comes out and you can also solve it here. So it also works on the
After h6,
video.
what?
So just in case anyone wants to try it out, please do. And I think it's a great, it will be one of the best platforms there which can help you improve slowly. We'll try our best. I'll keep working on it every day. That's what I can do. Just keep working. Oh, nice position for Mitrabha. Already get such a good position. e4, c6, knight f3, d5, d3, knight d7, e5, d4, ef, dc, fg. Fg was not the best move. B takes c3 is the correct move. All those who are asking where to go and access this, well, I'll put the link in the chat so you can go and check it out. It's free completely. Bishop g7, b3, knight f6, bishop e2, knight castles, knight d5, rook e1, a5, a3. So this is the position on the board. Black has a very nice position, I would say, with a lot of space, and Duda has played the opening not so well. Mitrabha goes b5, maybe with the idea of b4 later on. I think a very good move was e5. The main point is that you want to go like f5 and just a3, b5, bishop to g5. Rook e8 by Mitrabha. Queen c1 with the idea of bishop h6, trying to exchange it off. He goes queen d6, stopping it, and now preparing e5, f5. So good play by Mitrabha here. I think he's playing really well. Now let's go to Vidit's game against Alexey Sarana. d4 by Vidit, knight f6, and he goes knight c3. Wow, because he's in a must win. I've hardly ever seen Vidit go knight c3. He goes usually c4 or knight f3. But what is that? Necessity is the mother of invention. And that is what is happening here. Vidit needs to win, and that's the reason why he's played this Jobawa London. a6 played by Alexey Sarana. And now e3, seems like the most natural move. c5. Okay, knight f3 looks stable. So Vidit can think about taking here. Oh, he takes it. He takes the pawn. Interesting. Now Vidit is a pawn up. And what is it? Maybe queen a5, e6 maybe also possible. e6, maybe b4. Okay, maybe e6. b4, that is always a5, I think. But another, instead of a5, actually a5 might lead to knight b5. So what is a very typical move here for black? Guys, all of you try to think what is a typical move here for black to play in such a position after b4. Black to play. Very good. The right answer here, and that what is given by all of you, is b6. Well done. Nishant, Kavya, Aryan, Abhimanyu, Reyansh, Pratik, Devi Chandran, Sumanish, Shikhar, and Rajesh. b6. The point being that now this structure is being hacked. And if you take here, I will take on b4 pinning, and next move I will capture this. So that's the reason why the best move here was b6. And that's the reason why Vidit did not go after dc5, e6. He would not go b4 because of b6. He queen a5 was played by Sarana. The idea is now that if Vidit tries to cling on to his pawn with queen d4, then he will go knight c6 to hit the queen. So one idea could be to just take this knight, rook takes, and play queen d4 to protect this pawn. And then if e6 to play b4, queen c7. Here it seems risky to play this way for Vidit because black does have counterplay, but there is knight a4, knight b6, and it can become quite an interesting game. So queen a5, with it doesn't even care. Yeah, he goes knight f3. He's okay to give up this pawn. Oh, bishop to g4. Now could be a good time actually to play it. So let's say this is something which it seems Alexey, Sarana might have taken this pawn. I mean, it just seemed like a good pawn to take. But he decided to go bishop g4. And now if I take queen d4, bishop f3, gf3, e6, check takes, and this is somehow better for white. So Vidit has to take here on b8 to get a very good position. I don't know if he will. It's not his kind of move. It's a more sort of tricky tactical move. And he goes bishop e2. 6. This was really powerful, yeah, guys. Take queen d4. Now if e6, b4, queen c7, it's just better here. Knight e5. You get this extra move, no? But then if I take queen d4, so bishop e2, e6, castles, bishop c5 has happened on the board. Vidit has played it this way. Let's check what Mitrabha is up to against Duda. After queen, look at the number of moves they have played. My god, they are playing so fast. c5. Yeah, now white is in control, so maybe there might not be a yeah, I just lost now. Queen h5, d4 takes me, check, mate. Wow, what a game. If you take, check, and white wins. So Duda might go to 3-0 win against Mitrabha. Bishop c5, e4 played by Vidit, and I think his idea was if you take to go knight e5 while castles. What if I take here d? No, he castled. But what if I take here? He wanted to play knight e5. Take. Maybe this is something which could have been done, but castles seems like black is going to be in some trouble here. Okay, if I take yeah, it seems like Vidit has a small edge here, small, but this is not what happened. He's still thinking. I think pushing won't be the best idea. Guys, I'll be back in a second, yeah? Oh, Vidit pushed his pawn to e5. Wow. Wow, I didn't expect it. I did not expect it. E5. Because now knight d7, knight c6, queen c7, everyone's gonna attack the e5 pawn. Queen takes, or maybe he takes with the knight. Interesting. So knight g5, bishop e2, knight e2, played by Vidit. Bishop e7, knight goes back. Now what Vidit wants to do is he wants to put his knight on d4, put his pawn on c3, but I think if you replaced this knight with a bishop, black would be doing bad. But that bishop is only gone. If you see, his move bishop g4 was a really good move for that structure, because now it's out. And I think instead of e5, he should have taken. I mean, take and a3. White should be fine. But the moment he pushed e5, it's going to be very tough to hold. I think black's play is very easy. So with it, if he holds this and then goes to the last round, last game, that might be better, because if he starts pressing in this game, he might get into trouble. Okay, one idea is queen a4 for black. But he's gone queen b6. Okay, natural is to go knight d4. But I think what he wants is a5 with the idea of b4 or bishop c5, putting pressure here. So Vidit goes h4. Oh my god. What is he doing? What is his plan? h4, h5, h6, huh? So if you go h5 in E plays h6, maybe Vidit wants to sack on h6. So a5, very logical. Sarana is playing quick. He's playing good moves. He's putting Vidit under pressure. Vidit makes a good move, b4. Stopping b4 from his opponent. So b4. Now if you take, okay, you want to just plonk the knight there. AB, AB, F6. Whoa. Somehow the bar really loves with its position here. Well, he shouldn't have done this. He should have played something else, but F6 most natural move, yeah? Trying to break. Let's see what should Vidit play here. I think one idea is to play knight ED4. Right? Just putting the knight here. But then after take, pawn takes, bishop b4, it's black who's better. So this cannot work, knight ed4. E takes f6 is possible, bishop f6. But the most powerful move to continue here is bishop e3. It's a very tough move. I don't know. Oh, Vidit plays it. He's found it. He's played it. Oh, awesome. If queen b7, this is the point, huh? What's the point here, guys? White to play. And if Vidit finds this one as well, that would be cool. That would be too good. Queen b7, and yeah, this is exactly what I was asking. What should be the move here? Not rook a7 because the knight is there, so it will fall. But yes, Dhanai Doshi, Chandan Nagar, Rayan, Shubham, Darshan, Sachin Kumar, Shivam Dubey, knight to f4, attacking e6. This is the move. And once again, Vidit finds it. Good move by Vidit. Attacking e6. He's back in the game. And now, I was like very pessimistic about his chances when he had got this structure here after e5, like this position. I felt like only black can be the one who can push here. But clearly it's not the case. f6 turned out to be a big mistake. Bishop e3, queen b7, knight f4. And nc e5 has been played. Now guys, take on e6. Take it. This is hanging. Also rook a7, not a bad idea. Yeah, e6 pawn is hanging now. So Vidit can actually take it, attack the rook, and rook e8. He can now go rook a7, attacking the queen and the knight. And queen c6, he can come back with his knight or come here, attack the queen. So suddenly white pieces look very, very active. Very good. Vidit is still thinking. Maybe he's thinking about rook a7. Rook a7, queen c6, knight d4 with the idea of taking. Yeah, Vidit takes on e6. Rook f7 and rook e8 are the two moves here. Vidit's time is 4 minutes 11 seconds, 6 minutes 43 seconds for Sarana. Rook f7, okay. Now the c3 pawn is hanging. So Vidit has to think how he wants to continue here. Very interesting idea can be to play knight fd4, rook takes c3, and knight f5. Somehow these knights are very powerful, but maybe, just in case, he might not want to give up that pawn. Bishop d4. So where does Vidit play next now? What is his move here? Should he take on e5? Should he play? He goes bishop d4. This is a good move. Defending this pawn. Maybe take. Queen takes, and now d5 is already under pressure. Knight e5 is just possible, but maybe not, because now the rook is attacking here. Okay. Bishop d6. Okay, guys, it's getting interesting. Okay, let's see how does Vidit continue now. Sarana has like taken control of the e5 square. Shubham Sharma, I like your move h5. Just sort of softening up the king side a bit, because right now there's no other something hanging as such. So that's a good move, good suggestion. Any other? Vidit is down to 2 minutes on the clock. He has to speed up. Good move. Shubham Sharma, you should be proud of yourself that you found the move that Vidit played. Rook a7 is also possible at some point for the rook to come in. I think he might go rook e7. To get the knight out, or rook e8. What did he play? h6. No, this is bad. Very good move. Vidit is now looking at f5 and g6 squares. This move h6 weakened things a bit too much. And also now queen g4, knight here, rook here. Guys, this one Vidit has to convert. This one is in his bag. I would say clearly everything is working out for him. Rook e8. Take this. If rook g7, knight f5, attacking this and this. Knight g7 is a beautiful sack. Take this, attacking here and here. If you save here, take. And yes, it's going to be 2 pieces for a rook, but king is exposed. Okay, Vidit goes rook e8, knight f4 back. Fine, rook f e7. Rook f1 played by Vidit. Ooh. I think Vidit was a little bit afraid of some discovered attack. Amruta, बंद करो ना सब. ये भी knight f8. Rook b7. He goes knight d6, rook d6, rook a7, queen c6, bishop c5. Rook d8, queen c2. Somehow Sarana defends so well that Vidit is losing his edge. Knight e6. But yeah, good move. Maybe he'll go knight g6. But then this is hanging. Takes. Maybe rook takes, but then f4. Maybe queen takes. Not so easy. Still Vidit is pressing. Did he play f3? Queen takes e6. f3. Stopping what? I think he wanted to stop some queen g4. Okay. pd4, knight e5. If he can take like rook a7, then take here and get in here. Somehow he has to. This is the weak spot. He can get here somehow. 12 minutes left. 12 seconds left for Vidit. Knight c6. It's too tough to win this now in 12 seconds. If he holds this, that would be great. If Vidit by chance loses this, it's over. The match is over. Bishop c5. f5 played. Rook d. Now this is weak. Idea is queen d2. Put pressure here. Now f4 and you win a pawn. Sorry, f4, black played. Rook takes h5, rook e1. A threat could be rook e7. You can't take with the knight because queen would hang. So this is again looking very promising for Vidit. PD4. Okay. Maybe queen d6, rook e8. Now if king h7, there is queen d3 check. So king f7, he goes rook c8. Now Sarana has to find queen g6, which is very tough. Because any other move means there's bishop c5 and then rook f8, and it's actually getting mated. Queen g6 idea is that if you take on c6, I have rook g2. Or even queen c2. Yeah, maybe. Oh. Ooh, Vidit, queen g6 spotted by Sarana. And here Vidit had to play rook check here. But he instead took and queen c2. Now this is a draw. What? Oh, what? King e2? King e2? He plundered? He got mated. Well, if he had played king f2, it's a draw. Queen d2, king f4. No. King f2, queen d2, king f1. Now if he takes here king e1, it's a draw. This position is equal. But he actually played king e2. This allowed the rook to come in with a check. Bishop f2 and then a check. And then this. And he got mated. That means Vidit is out. Yeah. A very surprising finish. But what a move here by Sarana to find queen g6. And Vidit had a chance to play rook c7 intermezzo. Because if king g8, there is rook g7 wins. And if king e6 or king e6, then you just take this. If you go king e8, then queen c6 check. King f8, queen c5. If king e8, then you take here. King here, rook g7. So somehow rook c7, he had to go back knight e7, and then you have to play queen f1, trying to be little. So it was very tough for Vidit actually to hold this way. I mean, he would be better, but he took queen takes c6, which allowed check, king e1, check, and I think here he just lost the. He just got, I think, lost that for a moment and check and mate. Wow. Whew, what a day for India. Both our players lost, and Mitrabha losing with 3-0, Vidit losing 2.5. There was increment of 2 seconds, but I think when you have very little time, it's very tough. I think Vidit had very good chances in this last game especially, but in the end it was not to be. So 0-3 to Duda and 2.5 for Alexey Sarana. That means our coverage for today ends. Quite a tough day. Yeah, it was not easy, but I think clearly the biggest chance in this game was uh, here when he played knight f4, just taking this. And if he had played this, I think he would have had very good chances to win, especially because the pieces are not stable, and then this is hanging. So when he didn't take, and then Alexey Sarana defended quite well. Vidit got his chance again to press, but I think the killer move of this entire game was queen g6. Beautiful move. That's where I'm saying that Sarana very strong. Yeah, he's like these youngsters, very resourceful. Okay, guys, I think that's the end of today's stream, and we will be back tomorrow with Champions Chess Tour, where we will have Prag and Arjun facing off the world's best, Carlsen, Neiman, because I think the round of 32 for Indians has completed in Global Chess Championship. We have how many Indians actually progressed to round 3? 3. Nihal, Raunak and Arjun. They have progressed to round of 32. Anand, Vidit and Mitrabha have been eliminated. And I think Nihal will play Kramnik. Arjun will play Rajabov. I think, correct me if I'm wrong. Raunak will play Anish. Okay, so it will be interesting to see what happens there. Until then, guys, take care. Bye bye. See you.